Hey guys, have you ever had a seller who you put under contract to purchase their home and then the seller called you up and they wanted to cancel the contract? We are going to talk about that in today's video and how to prevent it from never happening again. Really exciting stuff. So let's get started. Hey guys, my name is Tom Krol from America's #1 real estate coaching program, Wholesaling Inc. I'm super excited to be with you here today, and today we are going to discuss something that happens all the time to both new and experienced wholesalers, and we're going to stop it from ever happening again, and that is sellers, homeowners who you have under contract calling you or contacting you via phone or email or text and saying, I changed my mind, I want out of the deal. By the time you're done with this video, I promise you that will never happen again, following 4 simple steps. So let's not waste your time or mine. Let's deep dive them and let's get right into the steps and what they are and how to implement them right now. Rule number 1. The #1 most important thing that you have to do is once you have a seller under contract is you have to concrete in the deal, we call it. We call it pouring concrete into the deal. Such a simple trick. Anybody can do it. Here's what it looks like. As soon as you have a homeowner under contract, you bring the contract to the title company, and the title company within 24 hours, they're going to call the seller and they're going to confirm payment. So let me tell you what that looks like. They're going to say, "Hi, Mr. Seller. This is the title company. I'm Tom from the title company, or Jenny or whoever from the title company. I'm finishing up." Now listen to the words, right? I'm finishing up the paperwork here for your house. Tom's going to be purchasing your house. I'm finishing everything up. I wanted to know how to send you your money. Should I wire you your money? Do you need to give me your bank account information? Or would you like me to mail you a check? What is that mailing address? Or would you prefer to just come in and pick up your check? So what you're doing is the seller has a splinter, and now they're removing the splinter. So it's already a done deal. Remember, guys, wholesaling has nothing to do with real estate. It has everything to do with emotion, right? We provide speed and convenience, and the seller provides a discounted price. That's the exchange. So this is all emotion. So rule #1 is as soon as you put the property under contract, within 24 hours, the title company, not you, calls to ask the seller how the seller would like to receive payment on that property, a wire or a check that they're going to pick up or be mailed out. So key. Okay, rule number 2. Rule number 2 is really, really simple, and a lot of times, especially new wholesalers, when they go into the property, this is all about setting expectations with the seller. When they go in to meet the seller, they're afraid, they're a little bit desperate, they don't know what to say, and what they do is they sometimes hide or conceal or they cover things up. They're not 100% honest. It's not that they're dishonest with the seller, it's just that they don't really fully disclose everything. I want you to adopt a new, powerful, confident type of create a confidence atmosphere and a confident persona, and I want you to practice what is called brutal honesty with the seller. When you walk in with the seller, whatever you are afraid to say, I want you to say. Test this out today or tomorrow. Whatever you are afraid to say, I want you to say. So if you're afraid, like for instance, if the seller knows how much I'm making, or if they know I'm assigning the contract, or if they know, I'm not going to live in the house, or that I'm an investor, or whatever your fear is. What you're doing is you're being anticipatory, right? You're trying to anticipate what the seller is going to do or say, or you're assuming what the seller is going to do or say, or how they're going to feel. Don't anticipate, don't assume. The sellers are rooting for you. They know who you are. They know you're an investor. They know that they're going to bring a low price and you are going to bring speed and convenience. So be okay with that. You run a pawn shop, not a real estate business. So you're bringing speed and convenience, they're bringing price. Be honest about that. You can put your shoulders back, project your voice, smile, and be confident, and you don't have to be afraid. So whenever you are with the seller, I want you to practice brutal honesty. Be a truth teller and a truth seeker. It will help you to do more deals, and it'll help you to do bigger deals, and you will never have a seller calling you to cancel the contract at the last minute. Okay, rule number 3. No matter what you want to pay for the property and what the seller is asking for the property, always lower the price. Now let me explain what that means. I want you to pretend that you have a truck and you're selling your car on Craigslist. And let's just say that you put your car out there on Craigslist for $20,000. And as soon as you hit enter, your phone rings and someone says, "Hey, is the car still available?" And you say yes. And the buyer says, "Okay, I'm going to be right over." And he drives over to your house and he cuts you a check for $20,000. Now, I want you to picture that in your mind. How are you going to feel in your chest and your belly? More likely than not, you are going to feel that you just got taken advantage of, that you could have probably gotten more money for your truck. Now, here's the problem. If the seller feels that way, there's time for them to cancel the contract. So, no matter what the seller is asking for the property, always ask for a reduction in price. For instance, if you want to buy the house, let's just say you want to pay $100,000 is a really good number. And the seller says, "Well, I'll give you the property for $90,000. I am suggesting that you offer the seller and say, "No, I can't do that. Look, $89,000 is the top of my price range. I'm at that number. I can do $89,000, but that's the absolute most I can do." It is critical and vital that you do this to not have the seller cancel the contract. So that was rule number 3, is always ask for a lower price, even if the seller is already at the price that you want to be at. Very important. Okay, the fourth and final rule. You guys, isn't this awesome? This is what wholesaling can do in your life. You guys, I was mowing lawns, and now I am legitimately a multi-millionaire from wholesaling. If you want to find out more, I'm going to give you the fourth rule in a second, but if you want to find out more, go over to Wholesaling Inc., wholesalinginc.com. Fill out an application, and if we like what you have to say, I want you to apply to the program. If we like what you have to say, we might even invite you in to be a student. But this is what wholesaling can do. It's so easy. Don't overcomplicate this simple business. Do not overcomplicate it. Wholesaling is easy. Wholesalers are complicated. Okay, let's talk about rule number 4. Enough of that. So here's what it looks like. Rule number 4 is this. I want you to go in when you meet with a seller and always remember this. I want you to hear me in the back of your brain when hear me when you're talking with a seller. Write this down. Every question from a seller is an objection. Every question from a seller is an objection. Every question, right? What if they ask you what color your car is? It's an objection. What if they ask you how old you are? That's an objection. Let me explain. When a seller asks you a question, what a lot of new, inexperienced wholesalers do is they try to answer the question, right? So what they do is they start to say, for instance, if the seller says, "Well, how old are you?" Right? Just a silly question. If someone's young, what they'll do is they'll start to defend that. They'll say, "Well, I'm young, but I'm experienced and I can do this and you can count on me," right? No good. If you understand that every question is an objection, whenever you get an objection from somebody, don't lean in, lean out, right? Don't lean in and try to answer them affirmatively. Lean away or pull away. That's how you get a seller to chase you instead of you chasing a seller, or even worse, chasing a deal. So instead of saying, "Well, I'm young, but I'm hungry and I'm going to do the right thing and you can count on me," I want you to pull away and try to not convince them. Say something like, "Mr. Seller, let me ask you a question. It sounds like you might have had a bad experience with someone who was younger with buying property from you before. Can you tell me more about that?" You see, what I'm doing is I'm pulling away. I love this stuff. It's so easy. You don't need negotiation school. This is easy stuff. Let's ring the beautiful victory bell for that one, right? Here we go. I love it. So those are the 4 rules, right? Number 1 is the title company calls within 24 hours to ask about how the seller is going to receive payment. Number two is brutal honesty with the seller. Number 3 is always ask for a lower price no matter what. And number 4 is every question is an objection, and when you get an objection, you pull back. You don't lean in. You pull away, right? Think about it like dating, right? If somebody starts to pepper you with questions, you say, "Hey, listen, this may not be working out. Have them convincing you that you should give them your money. Don't try to convince them that they should sell you the house. You're a pawn shop. You're not a real estate business. Wholesaling is the art of consistently finding discounted properties. That's it. All right, guys, I hope that helps. I want to know how this works for you. So in the notes below, let me know. I want to hear about what kind of experiences you have. It takes a lot of guts to do this. So let me know. I'm excited. I want to hear about it. I'm anxious to read all the notes as you implement these 4 rules. And don't forget to subscribe. Click below to subscribe, and we're going to have awesome information coming out for you consistently. That is just information you can use to implement. We don't want to waste your time. This is a no fluff, no BS zone. I want to know what you have to say as you implement this below, so let me know and I'll read all the notes. All right, guys, enjoy the day. God bless, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.